Facebook. We are live on Periscope.
Okay.
Alrighty, alrighty. In there. We're live on Facebook. We are live on Periscope. I hear myself. You got everything turned down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
good.
do.
Okay, so I see you on Facebook. I'm getting ready to share this out. Hey, Diana. Let me go in here. Hello, Dr. Herbert. How are you? I'm getting ready to share this out. Hey, girl. Hey. How are you? All right. Blessings. Hello. Hey, Miss Drea. How are you? Get ready to unplug this. Hello. Hello. All righty. We are getting ready to get things started. Thank you, Lynette, for coming in. Thank you. Thank you for you all that are coming in. Please invite your followers. Feel free to share and give hearts. We are getting ready to get started. Bring this up. Today. Oh, yeah. We have Miss Chiquita Lindsay with us today. Oh, we gonna learn something today, y'all. She gonna teach us some stuff.
That's
All
right. That's right.
she is gonna teach us some information, some stuff that we need. Yeah. Hey, Lady Carla, how are you? Thank you for coming in. So feel free to swipe and invite. Thank you for coming in and for sharing. If this is your first time coming in, welcome, welcome. My name is Jules C. Martin. I'm an author, a speaker, and a live stream educator. This is Finding Your Jules Talk Show, where every week, and we're on Fridays and Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have some of the best people, the best entrepreneurs, the best coaches that give us the information that we need so that we can go to the next level and get out of our fears and different things that we're dealing with that's keeping us held back. Hey, Nikki, thanks for coming in. So today we have Miss Chiquita Lindsay. She is a best-selling author, a speaker, and a real estate investor. She was recently featured in the Courageous Woman magazine. Chiquita is also the state director of Wealthy Sisters Network for the states of Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio. And her book, the book that she wrote, we're going to talk about the book too, is called The Quit Affirmations. And in that book, she highlighted 20 different affirmations that help you to stop sabotaging your life with negative self talk and take action. And what happened was that Chiquita was able to break free from a job from over 37 years. She
Mm-hmm.
was at her job for over 37 years before she realized that her hobby of real estate investing was actually what she was supposed to be doing, and that's the way she gained her freedom. She now teaches women how to have extra streams of income while building a queendom through real estate investment properties. I know that's right. Come through real estate. Hello, Flower. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So, hello, Unique. So, thank you so much, Chiquita, for being here.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
Well,
We
thank you, Joel. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Aw, I'm so happy. So we're gonna jump right in. We're gonna jump right
Okay.
in.
All right.
So, as we said in the bio, you were at your job for over 37 years.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that was like, you know what, this is enough. Like I've had enough. What was it that was like, okay, this is too much. I gotta go.
Well, I know a lot of people ask me, why did you stay for so long? And that was really my dream job in the beginning, being in your 20s and a career. And I was a medical lab technician when I went to school for. And when I got that job, I was so happy that I had a job. I was singing on the way to work, could just so happy. And after being there about 10 years, people would say, are you still at the hospital? Because, see, I was a medical technologist. And what that means is when you're in the hospital, they come and draw blood, they send it down to the laboratory, and we analyze it. get the values, and that helps the doctors and the nurses know what's going on with you and how to treat you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to stay here for 30 years and retire, because you have that. I'm a baby boomer. You have that mindset. You get a job, you stay there 30 years, and you retire. But nowadays, there's a rude awakening. You can't do that in a job because you'll walk away broke. So the first 10 years I was there, I was happy and elated to be there and to have a job, bought a home, paid for a home. Me and my husband both had good jobs, great money. But I was still doing other stuff on the side. Now, like, I did home interiors, little multi-level marketing things, So, and about 15 years after being there, I started looking around and saying, why am I here? Because I was a baby when I went to that job. And so my mindset had changed. What really helped the change is when I got a letter that says your pension plan is going to be X amount of dollars when you retire at 67. Now, that means I was going to have to work that job for 43 years before I turned 67. That amount of money was not going to be able to pay my mortgage. Even though I made a high dollar on the hour, the pension plan I was going to be broke. So after 15 years, I tried all these things to get out: the multi-level marketing, the home interiors, the Mary Kay, the waist trainers. I did all of that and I made a little money, but my tax consultant said, look, this is a hobby, because you put all the money back into the business. You're not going to be able to walk away from your job. But I was also living paycheck to paycheck. Even though we was making a lot of money, we were spending a lot of money. Right. I had a broke mindset. So when I knew I needed help, I kept saying, I don't have any money. I can't pay anybody, because my mindset was broke. But when I finally came to my senses and stopped buying stuff, stopped creating more bills, started looking at my money, I actually found money to pay for help. Now, I had a couple of other people that did not really help me because they didn't really give me the behind the scenes of what really it takes to walk away at a business. So I was still doing things and I was still stuck. And I was still wondering, what am I going to do to get out? And I ran into a coach, Danielle Winningham, and you all know her, wealth speaker.
Yes.
She's an awesome coach. She got my mindset right. But it took about over 2 years to do that. Because in the beginning, you're thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You're telling your husband, look, I'm leaving this job. And he said, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to pay these bills? You're telling your coworkers that you're leaving. And it's like, why are you leaving this job? You have no support around you because those people don't see your vision. So that creates fear. It's procrastination for moving your feet. And then you start wondering, well, am I really going to be okay when I leave? Will I really have enough to pay the bills? And with the coach, Danielle Winningham, setting up an exit plan, I was able to work this exit plan and leave that job of 37 years. Now, when I put in my resignation, they were wondering, I gave them 2 weeks and they really didn't want to take it. But I had been there so long and had been bent over for so long, had been worked like a dog, exhausted, 12 hours a day on my feet. And at these jobs these days, there's no loyalty. It doesn't matter how long you work. You will work there for 30 years and come home broke. You'll be broke down. And I had the fear because my why is, I don't want to be the little old lady that goes to the pharmacy and can't buy her medicine because she don't have any money.
Come on now.
Goes to the grocery and say, well, I got to buy my medicine. How am I going to eat?
Come on.
Ooh, I live in a big house, but I can only stay in one room and the other house is cold because I don't have any money. So I had to get out of there. I had to save myself. Now, I'm not old enough to retire. I quit.
Right.
Because I would have had to been there another 5 more years to actually get that retirement. But I had to leave because every year I stayed, I was going to be poor and poor. And the job, when you're working for somebody else, it's not benefiting you. I was just helping them to build their business and help them to keep the lights on and continue to work. And so I had to move, but I had to get the right coach to do it. And there was a reason God kept me there for so long. And I don't know why, but I thank God that I was able to go in there and go and work for that many years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if I had stepped out any other time, I would have went back.
Wow.
I would have went back because I wouldn't have had the right counseling and my mindset wouldn't have been right. So even though I was there for 37 years, it was the right time for me.
Wow. Did y'all wait? Did you hear what Chiquita said? She said, "I had to quit." Michael. She said she had to quit. She
Mm-hmm.
said if she would have waited any longer, she said what 5 more years, and she said if she would have stayed, she wouldn't have been able to live. Hey, Dr. Douglas. Hello to you all just coming. Yeah, come on in, take a seat, because we need to hear this, especially as women.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as women. I talked about this a little bit this morning. Hello, Felicia, about how things were changing. I don't know if you saw some of the stuff that's going on, Chiquita. I talked about it yesterday. I talked about it this morning, rather, when how QVC and HSN are merging.
Okay.
Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? They're merging. So, like, the two, hey, Brenda. So, like, two of the biggest competitors, they're coming together and they're going to fight Amazon together because Amazon is beating them down. And we talked about how different brick and mortar stores are going out of business and how sometimes, especially us as women, hey, Amanda, how we say, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. So, and then you were talking about, you said so much stuff in it, it made so much sense. You talked about the broke mindset, and you were talking about how, like, you were saying when you wanted to, I guess you were saying, when you wanted to invest in coaching, you were like, well, I don't have any like money, or, you know, because a lot of people said, well, I can't afford to take classes. What did you do? Like, how did you find the money to invest when you saw Coach Danielle and you were like, okay, I got to get with her? What did you do to try to like find the funds to invest?
I already had the funds,
Okay.
but I was spending on stuff.
Right.
I was buying clothes,
Mm-hmm.
buying shoes, buying stuff with tags on it,
Yeah.
wasting money, eating out, going to places. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where all my money was going.
Right.
So when I cut all that out, I started seeing the extra money that I could invest in myself
There you
instead
go.
of investing in the clothing stores and the shoe stores and every other event.
Mm-hmm.
And
So that's what she's saying. So if it's ever a time when anyone is watching and you're like, you know what, I want to invest, I want to do this, they like, she oh wait, she is, because she's telling it. And that's what a lot of us do. We buy things that have no real value. Like, you look good, like we look good, we got nice shoes, we got our hair done, we got our nails done, especially us women, you know. But when it comes to, if you want to take a class, it's like, I don't have the money for it. Yes, you do.
mm-hmm.
You just you gotta find, look, you gotta find the money. You gotta cut something back. You gotta, you know, look at your budget. You gotta be honest with yourself and see. There are women, there are people that I know, like what Chiquita is talking about, where, hey, where you're saying about the pension. Like, there are some people, and this is like old school, where their pension, or excuse me, or their social security, not even their pension, they might not even have a pension, but like their social security is only like $500 a month because they didn't work a lot, or they didn't make much. Like, some people that are elderly or older, like much older, they, I don't even think they had social security in certain jobs back then. So now it's like they had to play catch up. So they're in their 70s or maybe a little older, and they're having to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like you said, they're like, oh, I can't even afford my medicine. Or they have to relocate. Like, I don't know if y'all know about that. A lot of people are going to countries like Mexico, like Costa Rica, not because it's warm, well, that's part of it, but because they have free health care. Because they're like, I can't afford this. I can't. So how long did it take you from the time you said, okay, I'm out of here, to the time where you actually handed in your 2-week notice?
A year.
Okay.
Because I kept saying that I was leaving for so many years that my
Yeah.
co-workers were saying, she's not going anywhere. Because I said it so much. And so when I finally went in my Google Docs and put the date down.
Come on.
Well, see, you can put a date down and your subconscious will be making that date come true while you're not even thinking about it. So I put the date down and I knew when I was leaving, and I gave them 2 weeks resignation. Because of my job, they wanted us to give them 3 months, and then we would train our replacement. And after that 3 months, you could not change your mind because you had trained your replacement.
Wow.
Now, for being there for so long and all the things that they've done to me that have made me so bitter at being on that job, because I ended up being bitter my last 2 years because I was not a happy camper. But I had to turn that bitterness into better that last year and let that go. And it seems like I made so much progress when I got rid of the bitterness about being there. So I only gave them 2 weeks because here's my job. They was going to give me 3 months if they were going to fire me. So I didn't feel like I was obligated to give them 3 months to go. So it took me a year working my plan. And because in between that time, I got lost.
Okay.
I forgot what I was supposed to do. And like, you know, they say that everybody has a purpose. Well, I was doing all these things thinking it was my purpose. And then all of a sudden I was empty. And I was so empty and not knowing what I should do. I was even asking my friends, what do you think I'm good at? And they were like, I don't know. I was like, you know, God, what is it? I was praying, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? You know, and that was one thing with Danielle called me and says, well, what are we going to do? I said, I don't know. She said, yes, you do. I said, no, I don't. I don't know. She said, yes, you do. And I broke down in tears. And all of a sudden, I just picked something. I said, I'm going to be a health coach. So I got certified for a health coach.
Okay.
Because I had been in the health field. But I still wasn't happy at that. You see, I had always been doing real estate, but I was trying to do other stuff, which was the wrong stuff. But I was so lost for 3 months, I didn't feel anything. And I almost gave up and said, I'm just going to be here until the end. And then you don't have that support around you to keep to say it's going to be fine. You know, just keep working, you know, just keep going for your dream, because a lot of times your own family members don't support you. You know, your friends around you don't support you. They give you the eye, because why would you walk out of a job of 37 years making that amount of money that you're earning?
Right.
They don't see your vision. So it took me about a year to really be serious, even though I had been trying to leave for years, but not doing the right thing and not getting the right help.
Wow. You said so much. You hit on this in your book too.
We may be here for 2 hours. I got a lot. And I tell you, when I first got that first letter that told me how, and I don't want to tell y'all there because it wasn't a lot of money.
Right.
It wasn't a lot of money for staying there 45 years. But, you know, I kept saying, I'm going to leave. And I went to sleep and I woke up and I've been there 20 years. I went to sleep again. I've been there 25 years. Still hadn't stepped out.
That's what
you know,
we talk about that, how fast time goes. Like we were talking about, like, it's July. Like, I was like, okay, July's coming. And I'm like, it's July 7th. Okay. And then you're going to look again. It's going to be August. And then it's going to be September. And I'm like looking ahead, like, okay, Christmas is coming. Like, I was telling them this morning about how Amazon is hiring. Hey, thank you for coming in for us today. And I was telling them, hey, Cynthia, about they're hiring already for the season for Christmas. And I was like, time goes by so fast, especially when you have a regular job, a traditional job, especially when you live by your pay periods. I used to be a pay period person. I was like, oh, I get paid. Then I get paid 2 more weeks. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Hey, answer that. How are you? Then I'm going to get paid again. And you look and you're like, time is gone. So right. Chiquita was saying, like, if you're at a point where you're feeling, Lady Caller said, girl, it's real. I'm telling you. And I went through the same thing. I left my job. I'm going to leave. And I kept saying, oh my God, I will never get out of here. And I started looking around at people that were like, I'm leaving too. And I'm like, they've been here longer than me. They ain't got out yet. Like, And then they got discouraged. Hey, then they got discouraged. And then they were like, I don't know what to do, like you were talking about. And I thank you for being so honest, because sometimes you do get lost. Like, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then you get sidetracked and you're like, well, I don't know. And I don't know what to do. But I like what you said about the bitter, because you talked about that in your book too. Layoffs are happening daily, Dr. Douglas. If you have not done so, Chiquita's book is on Amazon. It's called The Quit Affirmations. Being on a job is like being in jail.
Right.
I'm telling you. Y'all know I used to sing old Negro spirituals at my job. I told y'all that. They be like, she crazy. But I did, because I felt like that at times. And she talks about in the book, one of the things that she talks about is turning the bitter to better. Because like she said once she changed that I to an E, changed from bitter to better, it got her spirit changed, her attitude changed. So somebody asked, and I'll let you answer that, Chiquita. They were asking, why do we stay so long? Somebody said fear. I know that's a big part of it. What else do you think allows us to stay so long?
Well, procrastination, waiting for everything to be perfect, not knowing what it is you're going to do, because even though I said I was going to be a health coach, that's not what I'm doing now. Right. I think you just got to pick something and do it, and then you'll realize that's not it, and that can lead you to what you're really supposed to be doing. So that's what kind of took me so long to move away, because I was waiting for perfection. But I had to get help to turn my bitter into better.
That's right.
And because I was so bitter that it was just making me sick, making me ill. So I got a life coach. Come on. Altuve tells her, help me change my mindset. And everybody knows Altuve's Find Your Voice. So she helped me. She helped me to celebrate the little moments. Celebrate that when I wake up in the morning, that my eyes opened up.
Come on now.
When I can get up out of the bed and I can still walk. I can talk. I can feed myself.
That's right.
I can walk in that job. And while I'm there, that job is funding my dream. So I had to look at everything differently.
I know that's right.
But I did have to have help.
I know that's right. So when you wrote the book, were you already leaving the job, or had you already left?
No, I was still in it.
Okay.
I was still working.
Okay.
Yeah.
But those affirmations are with the action that you took, getting the coach, getting the help. So she used the affirmations. If there is somebody on here that's like, I don't really know what affirmations are, or can you explain to them really, what that's about, what affirmations are?
Well, these quit affirmations are things that you are doing to sabotage your future. Like you wake up in the morning, we wake up with 60,000 negative thoughts every morning, and you have to fight against those. And the first person that walks up to you to say something negative will set the whole day off negative. You have to be able to turn that around to a positive. And a lot of times we say so many bad things to ourselves that we wouldn't let anybody else say to us. So, every day you have to fight back those negative feelings. And, quit thinking you have so much time. Quit working their job like it's your job. Because for years I wanted to be the best employee, get the biggest raise. But the last 2 years, I was like, oh no, don't come and ask me to work extra. I'm like Coach said, I'm barely today. You know what barely means? I'm barely doing what I'm supposed to do.
I know that's right.
So my last year, I was looking around those people like they were crazy. I was said, okay, we all standing here with the same clothes on, because I felt like I was in a school, because we all had on the same uniform. We had to stand in this spot and stand in that spot, tell them when we go to the restroom, tell them when we go to break, tell them when we go to lunch. Oh no, I was tired of being institutionalized. So
this Michael, she said she was tired of being institutionalized. I know that's right. I know that's right. Somebody, Antoinette said, wow. That's right, freedom. But
no offense
True.
to people that are in, jail. I know it's worse there.
Right.
And then they huddle us around every day and said, we had a great day today, and I'd like to give Susie this award for staying extra, for working overtime, and they gave her a voucher for $5. And I looked around at everybody, and everybody was like, and I was like, y'all got to be crazy. What is she do with $5? They really got you all hypnotized in here. I was like, it's a mental thing. And they do, because I had that when I got away from there, I had been so stunted in my thinking, my creativity. I thought I knew how to use a computer after 30 years using a computer. And when I got out of there, I couldn't even copy and paste.
Wow.
This basic stuff that everybody else knew, because I had my mindset, my thinking was gone. It was gone. So now
you were using their computer in their program.
Right.
So in your head, you're like, I can use a computer, and you like,
right.
You
right.
like,
right.
Wow. They like, wow. I'm like, wow.
Exactly. So, and so it's kind of a brainwashing when you're working in a job. They want everybody to stand in line, everybody go by their rules because they're paying you. That's it. They're paying you to do that. If that's what you want to do and you love your job, then I'm not knocking that. But no, I had enough.
Dorothea said, I be free. I know that's
right. I used to call my husband and say, baby, eyes are free.
No, that's
you want the color purple? Eyes are free.
Eyes
and
free
I was going out of the garage coming home. Yeah.
I took a promotion because it lets me sit here and look at these empowerment scopes. Cynthia, you are funny. That's right. She is free. And look, she's going to help somebody get free. So the book is called The Quit Affirmations. It is on Amazon. She goes over the 20 affirmations. This was one of my favorites. I think this is number 10 in the book. That's right. Leave the plantation. Y'all know the higher you. That's true, Cynthia. So this one, I think this was number 10. It says, quit telling yourself you are too tired to work your dream. Talk about that, please.
I used to do that until my coach told me, get up early, work your business, work on your plan, and go to work tired.
Say that one more again. Say that one more again.
Remember, I was going to work at 4 a.m. So I had to get up at 2 a.m. and spend time on working my business and writing my plan. And then I went to work 10 hours tired. Do their job tired. Because what I was trying to do is work all day and then come home and do my business and create my stuff. And I was falling asleep in it. They were getting the best of me, my best hours of the day. So that's, and I was telling myself, I'm too tired. Let me take a 30-minute nap. And then I would be asleep to the next day because I'm so exhausted. So I always worked my business before I went to them. And on my break and my lunch, I didn't go sit with the coworkers. I went to my car and I listened to Periscope Coach. I read books. I wrote down notes, and I ate my lunch in the car. My lunch never came out of the car. So that's what
that. She said, wake up early.
Wake up early.
Wake up early. Do your job, your thing, your research, your reading, whatever you need to do. Hello, Black Onyx. How are you? Hey to 8841. Thanks for coming in. So do your thing for your job early. Because she's right. Because I tried. That's why I didn't think about that when I was trying to start my business, because I was always exhausted. I was always tired. It was a struggle to even get up early for me. So I was doing stuff backwards. I was like, I'm gonna come home and do this, and then, like you said, I sleep. So like she said, wake up early, do your stuff refreshed, and then you go to the job. Save your best hours for yourself. Save your best hours for yourself. So absolutely. That is good. It was something else that you said. You were talking about the subconscious. Because you were saying something about when you wrote your exit date. So if you all are at a job and you're like, okay, you keep saying you're gonna leave, and she said she wrote her exit date down. She said you said your subconscious. You said something might already knows that date.
Well, it's like this. Here's an example. Say you misplaced something, or you put something up in a safe place, and then you go back and look for it 6 months later and you can't find it. So you look for it for about an hour, and then you just give up. Your subconscious mind is still looking for that item. A few hours later, it may pop in your head, oh, yeah, this is where it's at. So if you never put a date down, then your subconscious doesn't have anything to work with. So all these years I said I was going, and I would say, well, maybe I'll go in October, maybe I'll go in December, maybe I'll wait a few more paychecks. But when I finally put it in paper, I wrote my resignation. It was already in my Google Docs with a date on it. Only thing I had to do was print it out and give it to him. Everything started lining up without me even thinking about it, automatically getting me prepared. Some I was thinking about, was bringing things to the forefront. So that's how your subconscious mind works.
But I'm shaking my head because I'm just like, wow. But that is true, because when you often hear people talk about, because I write things down too, about how the importance of writing it down. So if you're one of those people, you're like, oh, I'll get to it. If you write it down, did you go back and look at it, like to remind yourself, or did you just like write it down and like leave it there?
I kept thinking about my date, how many more weeks I got before I can bring it in and give it to them. When I tried to give it to them, they didn't want to take it. They didn't want to take it when I gave it to them. They said, is there anything we can do for you? I was like, no. They said, do you want to talk to management? I was like, no. I wanted to say, y'all done bending me over. I'm out.
No.
Yeah, I just said plainly, no, too late. I can't stay.
Isn't it funny how they do that when you ready to leave?
Yeah.
All of years, they don't care. Like, you could complain, you could say whatever, but once you hand them that paper, they always, I know the experiences I've had, they always look like they're so startled. Like, oh my gosh, she's really, because they probably thought she been here 30 some years. She ain't going nowhere. The devil is a liar. Chiquita broke free. She's like, I'm out of here. Yep. So let's talk about what you are doing now. You're doing real estate, and you do what you call wholesale investing.
Yeah, I'm doing that currently now, but real estate investing, there's a lot of things involved. And let me tell you how I got into it.
Okay.
While I was still working, see, us women, we always take care of everybody else first.
Yep.
My husband's a little older than me, so I knew that he's going to be retiring first. So I'm looking at our income and saying, okay, what are we going to do to supplement this so we can still live the life we've been accustomed to? So in 2008, I bought 4 rental properties, and that was going to replace his income. But I never thought about buying extra properties to replace mine because, I'm taking care of him and his income. So all those years being at work, we were managing rental properties, but it was so easy to us. It's something I did every day. I didn't even think about that's what I should have been doing full time. So sometimes you got something right there that you've been doing all the time that somebody will pay you for, and you don't realize that's what's going to free you. Because when I first decided I was going to be free, I thought I'm going to be a health coach. Then I went in, I took life coaching, and I have a business coaching certification, all 3 of those, but I'm not doing any 3 of those. So life coaching, I tried that, and of course in life coaching, me and the person will be boo-hooing in class. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do that. This is going to be too deep.
Right.
So my daughter went to an auction because she buys properties, and she bought 5 properties for $16,000. Wow. I said, you know what? And I was telling some people, and they were like, wow, we really need to know how to do that. How's she doing? You need to teach a class. And boom, a light bulb came on. You know what? Other people need to know how to do this.
That's right.
So that's when I started teaching the classes, because it's easy to me. Plus, I'm partial to women, because women, they always tell me, we want to do real estate, but we don't know how. We don't know who to talk to. Well, it's so simple for me. I said, why not get paid to do something that I'm already doing, and it's simple, and help women get extra incomes and possibly free themselves from a job. That's how I got into investing. So when real estate is a big gamut, you can do rentals, wholesale, tax liens, all types of things in real estate. So that's what I teach.
Okay. So what is wholesale? Because I haven't heard that term before, or if I have, I I'm not sure. Oh, Brenda's saying she took your class and it was amazing. Wow.
Great. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you.
So what is wholesaling without giving us, too much information that you cover in class? What is that?
Wholesaling is a way that you can step into the real estate business without cash, without a credit score, because what you're doing is you're getting an assignment fee. You're finding properties, and you're buying them at 50 to 70 cents on the dollar.
Mm.
And so you're signing a contract to buy that property, and you're assigning that contract to another buyer. So here's an example. You find a property that's worth $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
You get it on a contract for $50,000, and then you assign that contract to another wholesaler or a flipper for $55,000. That $5,000 is your assignment fee. You're not selling the house. Wow. You're assigning the contract. You don't need to be a real estate agent. You don't need a license to do that. But the key to it is you have to find the motivated sellers, and you have to build a buyer's list.
And so that's what you cover in your class.
That's what I cover. I teach you how to to build the buyer's list, find the motivated sellers, make the offer. Mm-hmm. I give you the forms. We walk you through everything because it's a strategy. It's a strategy.
So that's the link right there. Hello, Pastor Natasha. A few people came in. Hello. Thank you so much for coming in. Someone's asking about the price of the class. How much is the class, Chiquita?
The class is $59 to hold your seat and $59 a week for 12 weeks.
Okay. So that's a 12-week class. So I'm pretty sure, I know if that's a 12-week class, she is going in depth. She's going to give you details. She's going to give you strategy. She's going to walk you through step by step. And that's the link, bit.ly/wholesale profit.
Right.
And class starts July 17th, right?
That's correct.
So class is that's a Monday is class every Monday at 7. Is that right?
Every Monday at 7. It's from an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. We have Q&A on the end. We do have special guests that pop in, other experts like on probate, because you know what probate is. When people pass on, they have estates that they want to, sell. So we work with those too. So we have a probate guy that comes in. So I teach you everything you need to know about wholesaling.
Wow.
We're doing it. We're actually doing wholesaling. We're doing it.
Okay. And so it doesn't matter what state anybody's in.
No, it does not matter, because it's as long as there's houses. Because good people go through some things in life, divorces, foreclosures, losing their jobs. Yeah. And some people's mindset, when you've been hypnotized by a job, if you lose your job, you think you have no other way to make money, and you'll lose your house and you'll lose your car.
Right.
So some other people go through that. And what you're doing, you are a problem solver. You're helping them out of that situation. They possibly won't have a foreclosure, a bankruptcy, or anything on their credit. They can walk away with cash. Wow. So you're solving their problem. And in turn, you're getting a property that another wholesaler wants to buy, our flipper wants to use as a flip, because it's a great deal.
Okay.
Now, these houses are as is. Don't expect to get a house in tip-top shape, but that's okay, because that's the way I like them. I like them when they need some work on them, because I deduct from the price. Oh. So they even get a lesser offer for me. That's the way I like it.
Okay.
That's the way that's the way I train you to do it.
Right. That's like Antoinette says, a win-win situation. What do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions when you talked about, because I think you hit on one of them, when you were talking about you don't need any money down. Like you said, you don't need. What are some of the biggest misconceptions that you think?
In wholesaling, the biggest misconception is the person won't accept your offer. So you're scared to make the offer. You thinking that you need credit. Like I said, you thinking that you need money. But get this, when you go in and you make that offer and you write that contract, you don't even put down an earnest deposit. Now, normally when you buy a traditional house, you have to put down an earnest deposit because that really tells them that you really want the house.
Right, right.
And they know if you back out, you lose that money. There's no earnest deposit, so you don't need money to write that contract.
Wow.
Now, when you assign that contract over to the buyer, which could be another investor or flipper, they put down the earnest money because they're the one that's going to close on it, not you. You just brought those two together.
So you're like the middleman.
You're like the middle. Exactly. You're like the middle. You found the deal because people can't be everywhere and deals are everywhere.
Matchmaker.
You're right. I like that. I'm going to use that.
You're the matchmaker. I'm going to hook y'all up. Got it. Now click. It clicked for me. You the matchmaker.
And get this, you're going to make anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to $20,000 per deal. And sometimes they think it takes a lot of time. It takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours or less to do your deal. Now you cut that into hourly pay. That's a big hourly pay. You can't go anywhere and work and make it. And be free to move around while you're making it.
Wow. So how many deals have you done? So you're doing more of them now that you're not working?
Yes. But see, my love is rental properties. Okay. I like wholesaling, but I love rental properties. There's a lot of misconception about
rental property. Tell us about that, because I'm telling you, I've heard people like, I hate renting.
I like wholesales, and we made about $12,000 last month wholesaling on 4 deals.
Wow.
So you can do a lot of little bitty deals at $1,000 each, or you can do some big deals.
Okay.
And I teach you that. But it's active income. Meaning that after you've done that first deal and you got your $5,000, you got to continue to do it and continue to do it and continue to do it. But if you have rental properties, they're paying you every month.
Right.
And every month you're getting paid year after year after year after year, and you're leaving the property to your children and they're getting paid again and again.
Right.
The misconception of why people do not want to get into rental properties is because they don't want a tenant. That's the plus at wholesaling. You'll never have a tenant. So if you got that fear, you'll never have a tenant.
Wow.
But with rental, it's going to be passive. But while I'm sitting here, the first of the month, my money's in the bank. Every first of the month. So it's passive. Now you can make it semi-passive, but the way I train you to do it, you're not going to have those issues. That the tenant's going to call you every week or every month and say, this is broke and that is broke, and I can't pay my rent this month. You don't have those the way I train you. That's why I like rental properties. In the 8 years that I've had it, I had to evict 2 people twice because I went against my standards. Oh. I put my heart in it. I put my heart in it. See? Yeah. So now I know you can't have your heart in it.
Right.
You got to just stick to the rules and everything will go fine. So that's why I like rental properties.
Wow. So do you so in the wholesaling class, do you touch on that too, rental, or is that a separate class?
That's a separate class. That's a 12-week class too, because there's some legalities. And one thing I teach you is if you want to accumulate a lot of rental properties, I teach you that you're not the landlord. You're the property manager.
Gotcha.
I teach you how to legally. Nobody needs to know what you own. Nobody can go downtown and see how many properties that you own, and I show you how to set that up legally.
Got it.
So we go through the legal aspects, the tenant's rights, how to get the right tenant, how to find the right property, and because I like for that property to pay you back within that 12 months or 24 months. That's just how I invest. But let me tell you this: a lot of investors do investing differently. It just depends on your plan. How you decide to invest. That's what I like about real estate investing. You can tailor that plan on what you plan to do. If you're 20 years old, buy a house you can get a house with a mortgage and let the tenant pay the mortgage if you're comfortable. That's not how I do, because I'm a baby boomer and I want all of my money now. I don't want to wait 30 years and leave the money for the children. I love the children, but I got to take care of me.
Right. They got to get their own.
Right, they got to get their own now.
You got to get your. Oh, I was just checking to see if we had any questions on Facebook. Thank you, Tiffany, for putting the link up. So the link for the class, it's a 12-week class, wholesale real estate intensive. And Chiquita is teaching that. Your daughter's teaching the class with you?
Yes, she's a real estate agent, so she knows the legal aspect that answer questions, contracts, and all of that. Absolutely.
Okay, good. Okay. So the link, if anyone needs it, it's bit.ly. It's on the screen as well. bit.ly/wholesale profit. I'm just going to scroll through, make sure I didn't miss anything. Anybody have any questions in Periscope, put them up. I'm just making sure I didn't need anything. You were talking about the leave date. Dorothea said, someone said today that even on welfare, you need to set a date to leave welfare. Wow.
Wow. That's good. That's good. It's good, Dorothea.
It's serious.
Yes.
It's serious. And like we talked about, it's already 2017. It's already July. And if you were saying like this was your year, I know, right? Even to leave welfare, you're like, huh? That is good. That is good, Cynthia. Thank you for putting it up real attachment up. But yeah, it's true because you need that. And when Chiquita was talking about that subconscious, and your subconsciousness, and she was talking about what our coach often says about teach what you know. Do you need to have great credit? I think she was saying that you don't need credit, right? Somebody was asking, do you need credit?
No, they're not going to ask for your social security number, your birth date, nothing. Not in wholesaling.
Not in wholesaling. Okay. Okay. And the book is, if you go to Amazon, that is the Quit Affirmations. That book is $2.99 for the Kindle. I believe the paperback is $7.99. I enjoyed the book. Like I said, she has a lot of great information about changing the bitter to better. Also about, working your job, when you're refreshed. Putting your job first. Your job, like your job, like what you want to do for yourself, not where you go to work every day and you don't like it and they don't treat you good, but actually, I guess it's like a flip then, because it becomes a sort of like if you're that person where you're trying to be the best employee and you're doing this and that, you take the focus off of them and put it on you.
Absolutely, that's good.
Take the focus off of them, put it on you. Get your affirmations, get her book, like she said. And then I guess with your subconscious, when you were talking about it and talking about the year and having a date, Chiquita talked about having a date. If you're just coming in, we're talking to Miss Chiquita Lindsay. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's a real estate investor. She is building her queendom. And can you tell us, especially for the ladies, I know you touched on it a little bit, but how important it is for us as women. Like when you were talking about your husband and you were saying how you bought 4 properties to replace his income, but you never thought about yours. And how a lot of us as women, we do that. Like we'll put the kids first. We'll put, the spouse first, but we think about ourselves last. How does that affect you, I guess, now with your building your queendom, or what should we do to really start to put ourselves first without, how sometimes we always worry about feeling selfish, like I don't want to be, what did you do about that?
Well, when you get to be my age, I think you've had enough of the grandchildren. I'm not Big Mama. They call and say, Granny, what'd you cook? Granny didn't cook nothing. Y'all need to bring me some food.
I know that's right.
But when you 20s, and they always say, Mom, we gonna call downtown on you. I said, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Because, at my age, you never know if you're gonna be here from one day to the next. So at a certain age, you start thinking, you got to take care of you. It's you and your husband. The children are grown. They can do what they can survive, but it's just me and you. And I tell him all the time, baby, it's just me and you. We got to take care of each other.
That's right.
But if something happens to him, I need to be able to have enough income because his Social Security, his pension will be gone, right?
Right.
We have enough income that if I want to stay in the house that I'm in now, I'll be able to stay. I won't be forced to change my lifestyle because I lost my husband, because I'm going to be devastated.
Come on.
The fact that he's not there in the body, but just the fact that the income is getting cut in half. So we have to have enough income that we have that's our own to take care of us. If something happens to him, you still can do and live your life and still do what you want to do. If you want to move out of the big house, move out of the big house.
Right.
You know, if you want to get a one-room efficiency, get a one-room efficiency, and you know you'll still have the income there. So that's why I, you know, started getting the properties and getting more properties, because I need to take care of me also.
That's right.
He won't.
That's right, but you know what? You hit on so much good information. I think it was Miss Karen. Miss Karen said, "How much money should we have to invest?" So like when you were talking about going, like if somebody is talking about going to get a property or whatever.
Okay. Here's what I teach you in my rental property class. Different states are different. Property values are different. Now, how I invest, now remember, there's no right and wrong. There are some wrong ways,
Okay.
but it depends on your plan for your life. I buy properties anywhere from 3,000, 5,000, because I go to the auction and I teach you how to go to the auction. Some people buy properties that are 30,000.
Okay.
And they'll set on them. They'll acquire $1,000 rent, $15,000 rent. I like the BAM low cost. Y'all still have to put some change in it. So my top thing by the time I rehab it, maybe 10,000, 13,000. Now, if I'm going to rent it for $850, it's going to pay me back in that first year.
Right, right.
And after that, all that money is mine. I don't take a mortgage out on the property just because that's how I do it, but some people do. So you tell me what kind of plan you want, how much money you want to spend, because in your city, your properties may be 200,000. They may be 100,000 because the economy is different. That's why wholesaling is so great, because it doesn't matter. And you can accumulate cash and use that cash to buy you one piece of rental property that you can have an extra stream of income coming in every month. If you in your 20s, you have enough time for that renter to pay that property off, and you still enjoy it when you get ready to retire, and you can just go and travel your whole retirement if you want.
Come on now.
That extra stream of income. But in my case, I'm later on in the year, so I want property that I don't got to hold a mortgage on it. That money is free and clear for me right now, and I'm gonna buy it at a low cost. So that's how I set the plan up. So that's what's so good about real estate. You can tailor the plan to your retirement plan and your age and what you plan to do, and your pocketbook.
Okay, give me 1 minute. I think that's Is that your name, Marcel? I think that's who that is. He's on New Media Radio. He's trying to reach you because he wants you to be on his show as well to share your knowledge. Okay, that is Marcel. How can he reach you to connect with you? Because he wants you to be on his show.
My email is gclindsay21@gmail.com.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. gclindsay21@gmail.
Right.
Okay.
That's it. Great.
Got it.
Yeah, and I do have 3 free tips for the audience on wholesaling, and
Yes,
that link is bit.ly 3 steps to cash. That's it. Thank you.
And that's steps to cash. Hold on.
Right.
Add that in.
3 steps to cash. And those are the 3 most important steps you need to know when you're going to step into wholesaling.
Freebie. Let me put that in there. Want to share her with 7,000 people. I know that's right. Don't be in here bragging about your numbers, Marcel. Dog play. Because he's on Periscope. He has a show as well.
Okay.
3 steps to cash. I'm going to put it in the... Make sure I got that right. Move it up a little bit. Okay, so that's the freebie. bit.ly/3 steps to cash. Trying to prove myself. They say I'm stealing. No, you're not stealing. We just messing with you. Who else was it? Okay, Miss Karen, give us 1 minute. Any tips for first time? I missed it. Somebody put something about any tips about first time buying for single moms. I think that's what it said.
Here's what I like to tell single moms, single gentlemen just getting into properties. Buy a duplex. Live in one side. Let the other person pay your mortgage. You can control who your neighbors are. And then when you decide to, maybe marriage, I just decide to get a home, you have that as an income producing property, and that property can pay your mortgage at your primary home.
Come on now. My stepson just did that. He
I
just
like
did that. He bought a house, was it last year? And yeah, Lady Carla said, I love that. Yeah, he just bought a house last year. He's in Philly. And his friends were like, oh man, you should get it. He was like, nope. He's like, no, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna buy this duplex. What did I do, Nikki? I'm gonna go buy this duplex. I'm gonna live on one side. I think they live up above him. He rents out the so that's a great idea. Somebody else had a question. They were talking about their mom. I think it was Dr. Douglas. She was saying her mom has a couple of years to retire. I'm gonna get Marcel. She was saying her mom has a couple years to retire. So what do you think she should do first?
I think she should look at her portfolio and see where she can pull some money out of and buy her a couple of cash properties, low cost properties, and rent.
Do you think? Oh, go ahead.
Because a lot of people think that they're saving money in the bank as long as they can keep clicking on seeing what they have, they're good. But the problem is everything else is going up so much around you, gas, milk, utilities, that your money is shrinking while you're looking at it. So why not, if she's 59 and a half, she'll be able to pull some money out of one of the, whatever she has that she's been saving up and buy a rental property. If you have a self-directed IRA, you can pull out of there without paying taxes on it and buy an income-producing property. The property belongs to that IRA, but that's okay. When you do retire, you're benefiting from that. So, the fact that people just want to hoard money and stick it under the mattress and sit there and look at it, if you don't take some of that money out of there and buy some property, an investment property with it, now stocks and bonds are great, and I know they're doing good now. I don't invest too much in those. I like to have a piece of property because I can see it, I can feel it. It's not shrinking.
Come on now.
There, and it's increasing in value year after year.
LaRon's is from Florida. She said, "What do you think about lien properties?"
Tax liens property.
I think that's what she's talking about. That's what you're talking about. LaRon's tax liens. I think that's what she's talking about.
I do. The couple of properties that I bought for under $5,000 were tax lien foreclosures. Now I like to buy those. They do have in my city. They have a 2/3 redemption law on them, meaning that if I bought it for $3,000, I have to sit on it for 6 months because the right to redemption means the owner can come back and purchase that property from me. And he has to pay me the $3,000 back plus 10%. 99% of the time, they don't come back. But you can still go ahead and start and rehab that property as long as you're making it livable. Do not go in there and put marble countertops and hardwood floors. And if the person comes to redeem it, they're going to have to pay you my $3,000 plus 10%. And everything that I put into it to make it livable. 99% of the time, they do not come back. That last house I bought for $5,000 had $26,000 worth of liens on it. When you buy from the commissioner's sale in your county, all that drops off. You do have to get a title search. Sometimes somebody been asleep, they could have been working their business before they went to work, and they blinked their eyes and missed something that was on the title.
Right.
And that may come back to get you. That's why you have a title insurance. But I do buy tax liens. In fact, I'm going next week to buy some tax liens.
Wow. I think I remember. Did you take because I remember seeing George Howard talking about that. And he was talking about something about that, about
Yeah.
people that like you said, they don't usually come back. He's like, you have to
Right.
wait. And but
Yeah.
then I think he said too about like in each state might be different, and some
Yeah.
states are deeds and
Right. So you find out your state has. So some people now, I do not buy I don't buy tax certificates. And
what are
if the
those?
that is when the person hasn't paid their taxes and you go downtown to the tax assessment and you buy their taxes. Then you send them a letter and say, hey, I bought your taxes. You now owe me the taxes plus this fee. So their taxes could have been $300. And by the time they got done putting lawyer fees on it, it's about 800.
Hmm.
And every year that you wait, and they have a lien on your house, and supposedly they can foreclose on your house, but most people pay it off if they want the house. I don't do that because that's not a good use of my money. And it's like, and in every city is different, and you have to research your city, but where I'm at in Jefferson County, that's not a good use of my money.
Okay.
But when I buy tax liens, I investigate them thoroughly. I don't go in and buy blind. I'm doing my due diligence before I go to auction. And that's what I teach people in my rental class.
Okay, so that's the rental class. Do you have a date for your rental class? Yeah.
No, I'm trying to figure out a good date. I know it's gonna probably maybe the first week of August.
Okay. Okay. So you all make sure, Chiquita, put some emojis up in the room, in the Periscope room. Make sure that you are following Chiquita so that you can get all this information. If you want the wholesale class, the 12-week class, that's bit.ly/wholesale profit. If you have a talk show or something that you want Chiquita to be on, you can send her an email. Don't be emailing her trying to get free information now. But if you want her to be on your talk show, or if you have a radio show or a podcast, you can email Chiquita at gclindsay21@gmail. I put that in there.
Yeah.
Stay out the inbox. Nikki be like, do not be in her inbox. Please don't be in her inbox asking her information. Yeah, but that is awesome. So this is important, especially for us as women, and like what she said about you're looking at your money, and you're thinking, my money's good because I'm watching it. But like she said, go and get your property.
And, and a lot of times we've been thought to buy that house and pay for it in 30 years. And I thought about my first house was $29,000, and they had me on a 30-year mortgage. What was I thinking? Being 20 and buying a house back then, why was I paying 30 years for a $29,000 house? So that old baby booming before that thinking is get a house, pay for it 30 years, and it's paid for. Today, I'm gonna tell you, go get $20,000 out there off that house and buy your rental property, and have some extra stream of income coming.
Is that your mom? Flower?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Hi, Mom. She said, hi, daughter.
My mother got more electronics in her room. She's 84. She has an iPad, iPhone, everything up in her room.
What's your mom's name?
Yeah, I take care of her. She lives with me, so I'm taking care of my mom. She's been with me since about 8 years now.
What's her name?
Mary.
Hi, Miss Mary. How you doing? Y'all say hi to Miss Mary. She said, hi, daughter. I know that's right. Mom got phones, iPads.
Yeah, she got more plus. She's running more electricity up in her room.
Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Hey, y'all, how you doing? So I don't even know where we are as time. Thank you for a super hard new media. I don't even know. Look, I don't even know. Anybody have any more questions? This was awesome. Anything else you want to talk about, Chiquita? Thank you all that are on Facebook. Hey, Angela. Hello. Hey, Quay. Hey, Dorothea. Make sure you sign up for the class. Get your freebie. If you haven't gotten your freebie yet, I put it on the screen, bit.ly/3 steps to cash. The class starts the 17th. That's about 10 days from now. And it's affordable. It's $59 to hold your seat, $59 a week. It's a 12-week class that starts July 17th. And that's every Monday at 7 p.m. Hey, Angela, how are you? I got two Angelas on Facebook. Hello, hello, how are you? Um, Hey, Trinette, how are you? Yes, this was awesome. Chiquita gave us so much information. Class is bit.ly/wholesale profit.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Dr. Douglas said, thank you for nudging us in the right direction. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because this
Welcome.
this is serious, and we're
Yeah.
what we were
Yeah.
talking about today. Time is going by fast. We're procrastinating. We're waiting. We're saying, "Oh, we can't." And then sometimes we let our ignorance get the best of us. Like we don't know how to do something, and we're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Well, I don't know," or like we have assumptions,
Right.
like or we watch the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes we watch the wrong people, we listen to the wrong people. I remember I didn't want to go into business for myself because I watched somebody destroy their business. And I
Mm.
didn't realize that's what it was. You said, yes, Lord. I didn't realize at the time that's what it was. You've been scoping, Dr. Douglas? Okay, I got to catch you. I got to watch you then. I stay on people about Chiquita about scoping. I'm like, you better scope. You better scope. Me and Nikki, we scope bullies. You better scope because we're looking at how things are changing and how everything is going to social media. Live stream is free. It's free. And this is what is happening. This is what's going on. You get so much more information on live stream now on podcast than you do on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's serious. Yes, I know. Don't be in my head, Marcel, Chiquita. He talking about you from Baltimore. I hear the accent. Yes, I am from Baltimore. We are happy that Miss Chiquita. Tell us about. Wait a minute. You gotta talk about this before you go. If
What's
y'all
that?
were watching Miss Chiquita, you from Baltimore? Oh Lord, jeez. I know I gotta talk to you now. Tell us about um if y'all had been watching Miss Chiquita, you saw her a little while ago with she had her neck brace on. Can you talk about that? Because I was like, when I first saw you, I was like, oh my God, because I had just saw you in Indy in May. And then
Mm-hmm.
I looked again, I was like, what happened? I was like, she on there with her neck brace, but she was scoping. She was still on live. She had a neck brace on. She was talking to us. Tell us what happened.
Well, I'll be glad to tell you that. I can tell you that whenever you start doing good in your business, you're gonna be distracted.
Hmm.
It's gonna seem like things are attacking you, and you just got to keep moving.
Right.
So after working in a hospital for 37 years, nothing had ever been wrong with me. Never being sick. But in that January, around October, my hands started getting numb.
Hmm.
I couldn't zip my pants. I couldn't button my pants. Uh, I couldn't pick. If I dropped something, I couldn't pick up a penny.
Oh.
And my gait started to move. I couldn't. I was wobbly when I walked. The bottom of my feet was tingly. And working, you can't always get off to get to the doctor.
Hmm.
So every time I made an appointment, I thought it was carpal tunnel. Every time I made an appointment, I couldn't go because I was always at work till 5:30. So finally, when I could get in to see the doctor, they said it's not carpal tunnel. We're not sure. It may be your back, maybe carpal tunnel, maybe both. So then they send you to a specialist. It takes another month. So I get a carpal tunnel test, and it's not carpal tunnel. They send me to an orthopedic surgeon. And when I went in there, they took an X-ray. They gave me steroids, and that didn't work. And they thought it was something in my neck,
Hmm.
though my neck wasn't hurting me. So then they did an MRI. And when they did the MRI, they looked at me and said, we don't like telling people that they need surgery, but this is one you're going to need surgery. Working in a hospital, you have a certain amount of fear of going into a hospital because now hospitals do great work, but
Hmm.
they mess a lot of people up too.
Hmm.
And because I have so much experience, I tell people, and this is just a little tip for you all, if ever one of your loved ones are in the hospital, don't ever leave them.
Say that
Be
one more
there
again.
consistently. If ever one of your loved ones are in the hospital, you sit there with them consistently.
Yep.
They are only human. They make mistakes. The nurses are working 12 hours, sleepy, tired, on whatever,
Yep.
and they could hurt your loved one.
Yep. It's
Even
true.
in surgery. They don't mean to, but that happens. So knowing that fear, I was like, oh, I'm scared to go in the hospital that I know doctors are practicing too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he told me if I did not have this surgery, I would be paralyzed because the bones in my neck were moving and compressing my spinal cord right in between the back of my neck and down my back. The spinal fluid that controls the nerves that runs up and down your back was being stopped in one area where it's going to be compressed. And of course, I want a second opinion because I was devastated. Wow. How could I? And by then I had retired. I said, Lord, how can I work 37 years, come home and really do have the life that I want? And now I have to have a serious surgery and may be paralyzed. So I tried to get a second opinion. And I went to a place in Cincinnati to get, because they do laser. You've probably seen these commercials about laser spine surgery. Mm-hmm. My insurance wouldn't pay for it, and it was going to take $48,000 to do this surgery. But I can tell you what, I was going to pay cash for that surgery because guess what? I have all these rental properties. They have no mortgage on them. Those rental properties are going to pay for my surgery. So when I went there and they looked at me again, they said, this is too serious. We don't even know how you're walking straight. We can't do that here.
Come on now.
I had to go back to the orthopedic, and during that time, I believe in God. I thought I had enough faith, and people were praying for me, but I learned, but my faith is so much stronger now since I went through that, because in the end, it's just you and God.
Come on now.
It's you talking to him every day. And he had told me before this, I got you through everything. Even before this happened, the Lord told me, I'm going to help you with everything. I didn't know what that meant, but I was so devastated that every time I talked about it, I would boo-hoo. I would cry. That's how devastated I was. And the doctors be looking at me like, ooh, she's really upset. But my fear was I had to have a neurosurgeon. I had to have an orthopedic, and they playing around in my spine at the base of my neck. Woo. So I was getting worse, and they had to move some people to put me in surgery. And of course, I said, I'm going to an event. Will I be good 2 weeks after the event? He said, no. You go into the event and we'll do it as soon as you can't come back. He said, don't fall down. Don't be in an accident. So I went in surgery 2 days after we met in Indy, and the surgery went great. That some of the sisters there prayed for me and said, the angels are in the operating room waiting on you.
I know that's right.
It's going to be fine. So I had the surgery, and you go in surgery, they give you all these things to make you sleepy. But I was looking at these nurses like, okay, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? And I told my family, y'all better not, if I'm unconscious, do not leave me alone. You got to have a notepad, write down everything they say, everything the doctors say, ask them, what are you giving me? Take notes. So I had them to do that. But the surgery went fine. Everything is smooth. I'm getting my feeling back. I can button my pants. I can pick up my pills for the pill bottle. And, and my faith, it went so smooth. And now 7 weeks out, so I'm still healing. I have an incision about 12 inches down the back of my neck that's still healing. So that's why you see me with that. But I was determined. That was not going to stop me from getting on Periscope.
I know that's right.
So that's why you saw me with that neck brace, up the hair, still trying to get on Periscope.
I was like, oh my God, what happened?
Let me get on Periscope. And people were saying, whoa, wow, what happened? What? Because everybody didn't know, even though it wasn't a secret.
Right.
I did mention it in some of my scopes, and in coach's class, but I have gotten closer. My faith has gotten stronger. I believe in God, but this was like me and him. It's like, it's me and you.
Come on now.
Everybody's praying, but in the end, it's to your faith and what you're asking for and what you're talking to God about. So, and I think that was just another lesson to make my faith stronger, because we think that we wake up by ourselves every morning and we don't. I thought that I was getting up and going to work for 37 years on my own, but it was God. It was God. Right. Yes. So that's what happened to me, and that's what I was dealing with. So I'm praying that I get everything back, and I know I am. It's just a matter of time of getting all the feeling back in my fingers.
Amen.
But thank you for asking, Julie.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
I know that helped somebody because they over on Facebook testify. I know that's right because it's like I said, I was like, what? I was like, oh my God, I just saw her. What happened? That also let you know how short life is.
Yes.
Because I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. I just saw Chiquita. Wait a minute. She was fine. Like I was like, wait a minute. What happened? So praise God. God is good.
Praise God. Thank you, Jesus.
And she gave y'all some important information about the hospital.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, about the hospital. I mean, I know that some people don't. So just be careful. I often pray about the hospital if I have loved ones going to hospitals. If you have surgery, if you have something going on, pray in advance.
Absolutely.
Pray in advance at the hospital. Pray that only, those people that do you well interact with you. I mean, you pray a circle of protection around yourself and the hospital. Because I'm telling you, I grew up in Baltimore. I grew up near certain hospitals. I've heard a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I used to work for a hospital. I used to work for their scheduling department. And I would hear some of the stories and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Hospitals have a budget for lawsuits.
Yep.
Things happen. Did you know that 271 people die from hospital-acquired infections every year?
I thought it was more than that.
And it's there may be more now. So even them not washing their hands.
Come on.
So and that's another book that I should write. But being there for so long,
girl, tell it.
That's not my expertise right now. I'm in this real estate box, but I said I was going to write a book on how not to let the hospital hurt or kill your loved one. Because the people that say, I'll see you tomorrow, and they leave their mom or their dad in the hospital, and they get there the next morning, that person's unconscious. Oh, something happened to them in the middle of the night. Well, it could have been something they did.
I've seen some things. All up. Look, I was talking to. Was I talking to you, Nikki, about that? I don't know who I was talking about. I was talking about how my father had a surgery, and they said one thing. I was like, y'all lying. I was like, y'all lying. And they were, and you have to be there by your loved one. Like she said, keep a book. If you got to be the ignorant relative, be the ignorant. I've been the ignorant relative many a time. I cut up in the hospital. I'm like, no, because too often people don't speak up. They let people in certain positions, or because they have that DR in front of their name, intimidate. No, you question everybody.
Right.
And some people, like you said, some people don't wash their hands. You'd be surprised. When I used to see nurses come, I'm like, I'm gonna need you to wash your hands. You don't hit that Perel sanitizer little witchamajigger on the thing. You're not. Even when you have a baby, I told y'all, I'm trying to think what I was talking to you. I broke out into a shout when I got home with my baby. My last one, because there are people that go in. Not everyone has bedside manner, and some people are so, they're just into the habit of it. Like, okay, let me go ahead and let me do this. And they're not thinking. Elaine said, I know about the hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to speak up, and they could say what they want. Everybody has a supervisor. Everybody has a, what do they call it? Patient's advocate. Most hospitals have that, somebody to go to the higher up. You have a voice. Don't ever feel like you have to just, put up with whatever.
Absolutely.
They tell you. Somebody said they went in the hospital to have a baby and came out with MRSA. Oh my God.
Yeah, I believe that if you're in the hospital long enough, you're going to come out with that.
Yep.
You're in the hospital long enough, you'll come out with it. You will.
Is that you, Delonda? Is that Delonda? I'm trying to make sure that's who I thought that was.
MD, he's right.
Yeah, that's Dr. Douglas. Yeah, she's on here like, wow.
Right.
Yeah, so
when my mom was in the hospital, they would come in and ask me could they do something before they touch her. And when I had to leave to go out to the bathroom, I said, look, don't let nobody do nothing to you till I come back from the bathroom.
You got to be like that.
Yeah,
And it's
because your love.
unfortunate.
And I'll tell you another thing, if anything's ever wrong with your body and you have to go to the doctor, always take somebody with you, because it doesn't matter how much medical sense you have, when it's your body, you don't hear everything.
Mm.
You don't, and you'll get home and say, now what did the doctor say? What did they say? But you're nodding. Yes.
Right.
Yes. But you're still not getting it because it's you. So you always take somebody with you that can hear what you're not hearing.
That's good. That's good. Take somebody with you. Wow. Wow. So yeah. Anybody else got any questions or anything? This was awesome. Yeah, the MRSA. I don't take. Yeah, I know Elaine was talking about that. Elaine was saying about, she said she doesn't take the medication without full explanation. Please check y'all meds.
Yes, please do.
My mom worked in the hospital for 50 years, retired, and still giving hand washing instructions. See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know how to use the sanitizer. There's a system to sanitizing your hands. If you think you're just gonna put it and do like this, you still got germs on your hands. We'll teach you that another day.
I'm gonna need you to write that book when you got some spare time.
I can show you right now what you're supposed to do.
Show us what you're supposed to do.
You put it in your hands and you rub it in your hands, and then you rub between your fingers. Can you see me? Between your fingers, go around your thumbs, and back. Go around your wrists. Getting all of that. Getting all that. You have to go between your fingers, back, top, around your thumb.
See, I do this, but I don't know about the thumb.
You don't do the rest of it, do you?
I ain't do the thumb. I'm just be honest.
Right. And you don't even have to be a patient to pick that up. Just a visitor can pick up bacteria.
Look, they like, wow. Look, I ain't the only one.
Y'all got a little extra plus today.
We got extra, but
we got extra.
I'm going to have my kids like this. They going to be like, no, I'm going to be like, look.
Yeah, that's how they train. There's been so many deaths that the hospitals are doing mandatory training right now on that because of MRSA and the deaths from infections.
Wow. Yeah, we gonna need that as a book. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gonna need that.
It's been fun. We've had a great time.
Has been fun. So make sure y'all get y'all freebie. It's up on the screen. If you just came in, please watch the replay. Yes, thank you so much, Chiquita, for blessing us with the information. Look, we got some hand washing information. We learned how to do real estate. We learned about affirmations. What else did we learn? We learned she gave us retirement. She was talking about the IRA. Yes, thank you so much. And Facebook. Wait a minute. Yeah, somebody said we don't do all that. In nurses school, they taught us to say the alphabet when washing with soap and water. Wow. I never heard that one. Yes, so thank you all. Make sure you are following Chiquita if you haven't already. Chiquita, throw up some emojis one more time before we go. Make sure you're following her. She does scope. She'll be giving you more tips and things about. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you all. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
This was good. All right, so that's Chiquita right there. Make sure that you all are following her. Thank you, everyone on Facebook, for watching and sharing. I appreciate it. Thank you all for sharing on Periscope and giving hearts and putting it on Twitter and everywhere. I leave these up. I don't take them down. Oh, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. I leave these up because I'm also adding these to YouTube as well. So I don't take these down or anything because someone needs to come back and watch these. Yes, thank you so much. They giving you all the love, Chiquita.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys. Chiquita, hold on for me for 1 minute. Okay. All right, so we are gonna go. Thank you all so much. We will see you later. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.